Shapiro argued that a lot of the reason why Andrew Tate should not be considered a conservative hero is because his previous involvement in the pornography industry. So let's have a little watch of what Ben Shapiro had to say, and then Andrew Tate firing back.
Exactly did the right embrace Andrew Tate in the first place? Well, because there was a three-step process that took place on the right. First, in response to the left hating men, the right delinked strength from virtue. Virtue was supposedly the thing that made you a cuck, that made you unable to defeat the left. What is conservatism conservative and all that? In order to defeat that, you have to do things that are not going to be virtuous. Then the right actually linked strength with transgressive behavior, because the idea was that it took bad men to stop bad people, which sometimes is true. But then there was the final step. Some on the right have now fallen into the trap of believing that so long as someone is purportedly anti-left, no matter what insanely non-conservative thing that person believes, from the wonders of promiscuity and mistreating women to standing for Islamic jihadis, all of which Andrew Tate has done, you can commit literally any sin, up to and including being a and be treated to applause.
But Andrew Tate wasn't having any of that. Watch.
Did you know that OnlyFans gives tens of millions of dollars a year to AIPAC? Ben Shapiro never mentions that, does he? Wants to cry his eyes out that I used to be a pornographer. Because I've admitted that over a decade ago, I had an e-girl studio. Girls would sit there in grainy footage, 480p, you could barely see anything, and sometimes they'd be topless. Yes, I've admitted it. I've talked about it at length. It's true. It's been a decade, but for some reason you want to pretend that still stains my character and I'm a bad person and I'm a pornographer. How come you're still taking money from porn today? And let's talk about the thing I did, my e-girl studio. You can compare that to Playboy. That is a girl sitting there with no top on. What you were doing, you were taking money from OnlyFans, which is far more comparable to Pornhub, homosexuality, transsexuals. Who's that woman who just slept with 1,000 men in a day? That was all on OnlyFans to make money, which then goes to AIPAC to pay for you.
Father Calvin Robinson, where do you stand on Ben Shapiro versus Andrew Tate?
I actually think they're both in the wrong. I think...
Oh, go on. Why?
Pornography is one of the gravest evils of our day. It's creating more divisive relationships between men and women. It's destroying men's brains. It's harming relationships around the world, and it's leading women into prostitution and potential abuse. It's not a good. Pornography is not a good thing. However, the Jewish religion is not against pornography. It's against physical acts of sin, not against internal acts of sin. And so, if Ben Shapiro is receiving money or AIPAC is receiving money from pornography, yes, they are guilty of that sin and it's wrong.